On the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, stochastic is dropping, RSI is weakening, that VWAP is in a bearish trend, causing that momentum to drop and keeping that money flow in the red. So I would exercise caution. It does also look like we did reject our pattern. Again, that's why we say trade on confirmations and not a feeling, because while we did have a potential bullish pattern, we did end up seeing that VWAP hold in bearish territory, which made us break away from it and brought us down. So that's why when pattern trading, you want to trade on the retest and not just trade because you have a pattern. Our VWAP is in the bearish territory, bringing momentum lower and causing money flow to remain in the red. And with that red dot on our momentum, if that VWAP continues to push down, money flow will stay in the red, keeping those higher time frames more toward bearish territory, causing a further pull back unless we see things reverse. So we do have some lower highs with lower lows. The potential here is we are trying to break past and get some higher highs with higher lows. So if we can push from where we are now without dropping below this like 787, which we're starting to do right now, then we could continue forward as long as we can break past this 798. If we can't get beyond this zone, then it's likely we're going to continue to sell off here. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, it does look like we have some indecision as well. We did say that futures had a chance of breaking down. We attempted to push down, and as Bitcoin leads the rest of the market, that total did fall as well. Stochastic is pulling back. RSI is looking like it does want to push forward, but if that stochastic continues to pull back, RSI will start to pull back as well, and we will see some further red candles. The momentum is starting to push down. Our VWAP is in bearish territory, so we have lower lows and lower highs. That is giving us a bearish trend here, which will continue to drop momentum and weaken that money flow and potentially bring the money flow into the red. So if we look over at the 1 hour here, does look like we could technically still be within our flag. We tried to get a pump and invalidate a breakdown after retesting the bottom, but we are falling back into that pattern. If we continue to fall back in this pattern, then there is still a probability of it playing out. Typically, after the third touch to the bottom, that's when you see your breakdown. But when we came up for the retest, we broke through and continued above. But right now, that VWAP is starting to pull back. We do have a higher high. So if that VWAP bounces off neutral, we could see momentum push forward, money flow could gain strength, and we could run up. However, if that VWAP breaks that neutral in the next few hours, then momentum will pull back, money flow will likely remain in the red, and we would have that chance again to see this bear flag play out, again filling that gap, which is going to be the more preferred scenario because we want to fill that gap sooner rather than later. Remember, gaps have an 80% chance to fill. Over on Bitcoin for the 1 day, stochastic is pulling back, RSI is weakening, momentum is dropping down, that VWAP has lower highs and lower lows, causing money flow to pull back. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we do have some higher highs, so this is positive. If we can follow this with higher lows, then we could create a little bit of a bullish continuation possibility to help push us up, and the MPP is projecting about 97.5K. We do want to break above that 98K and hold though. VWAP is starting to pull back, so watch that VWAP close. We need to just touch in the bearish territory and then bounce back. Otherwise, if our VWAP gets a consistent low, then rejects our neutral, momentum will come crashing down, money flow will remain in the red, and we will see stronger red candles, which would end up weakening this higher time frame. And since the money flow is not very strong, it's very close to the red on the daily, we could see some strong red candles in response to this very quick push up that we saw. So over on graph for the daily, we are again retracing some of that quick move that we did make. Our RSI is pulling back, stochastic is pulling back. That VWAP is in the bearish territory, pushing that momentum and money flow lower. If that momentum and money flow continue to drop here, we likely would see some strong red candles and have the chance of pushing to that value area low, that green line on our fixed range volume profile, or continuing back down toward that 7716 if we cannot meet support there. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we do have some possibility to push forward, but the MPP is projecting a lower high. So I would watch out, because if we get that lower or consistent high, the bears could still remain in control, and then we would not feel that gap to the upside. It looks like we have a gap to about 9 cents, so that is positive. Remember, gaps have an 80% chance to fill, so as we continue to sell off, there would be an 80% chance we would eventually bounce back and get that gain. Our VWAP is starting to push down, so I would watch. That VWAP is starting to push down. Momentum is starting to pull back. Our money flow is starting to push down as well, so I would exercise caution. So over on XRP for the daily, it does look like we are starting to push away. We did reject our pattern, attempted to reject it, and then we did stay within it. So if we see some strong green candles, then we could continue forward. That stochastic is starting to pull back. That VWAP is favoring bearish, bringing momentum lower and causing that money flow to remain in the red. Again, if that continues, we would continue to sell off here. So you can see we did try to break down. We did get a retest and a rejection, but that rejection was very quick, and we did bounce back in a kind of quick manner in a response. Remember, when you get a quick move one way, you get a quick move the other way typically, or at least a retracement move. And if it is a quick move, sometimes you can whipsaw back and forth like we are seeing right now. So this whipsaw does have us kind of rejecting this 214, 215 level. If we cannot break above that and hold, then it's going to be very difficult for us to see this bullish pattern break up. Our stochastic is starting to push down, RSI is starting to weaken, that VWAP is in the bearish territory, pushing momentum lower, giving us a red dot, so I would exercise caution, because if that VWAP continues to push down, then momentum will continue to sell off, money flow will start to break into the red, and that would weaken our higher time frames, rejecting our pattern and possibly pushing us down toward that $2 190 range that we have been warning about. Over on Anchor for the daily, last but not least, unless we have any special requests, drop them in chat. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are seeing a pretty quick drop down here as well. This was a rejection, big red candle in response to that long upper shadow candle. So this is showing bears are trying to keep control here. Momentum is starting to push down. Our VWAP is favoring bearish. Money flow is in the red due to the VWAP and momentum dropping down. So I would exercise caution here. Over on the 1 hour, it does look like we do have lower highs and lower lows, but we have a gap to the upside, another gap to the upside. So again, there would be a chance that we would bounce back and eventually fill that, with Bitcoin looking like it could gain some strength. That could help lead the altcoins higher as well. But remember, Bitcoin has been leading the market, so we could see altcoins bleed while Bitcoin slightly gains too. Our VWAP is pushing into the bearish territory, bringing momentum down and giving us a red dot. If our VWAP cannot recover and get a higher low here, then momentum will continue to break down, money flow would remain in the red, and we would have that higher probability of pushing down toward that 1677. And if we cannot meet support there, I would watch for a push down toward the bottom of our channel, which would also retest our Fibonacci ranges, so I would exercise caution on that as well. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe, and join us in that Discord.